Zion Williamson has recently made headlines due to indications that he is no longer wishing to play for the New Orleans Pelicans. Zion hasn't given any indication that he wants to go. His father is the source of the whispers. "I don't think Zion wants to be there," said Matt Barnes, a former player who still connects to the NBA. From the start, there have been rumblings, not from him, but from his family, and it's difficult for small market teams to retain emerging superstars. This is a movie we've watched before. Anthony Davis's father expressed his concern with the way the Pelicans organization operated a couple years ago. AD remained silent for a while until he abruptly demanded a trade, which eventually took him to one of the world's largest markets, the Los Angeles Lakers. Zion is an all-star big man who, like AD, plays for the same struggling Pelicans team in a small football town. True, Williamson hasn't publicly slammed New Orleans, but as the old age goes, where the smoke is, there's fire. And this scenario is as murky as the Smokers Lounge at LAX before a transcontinental journey. So, can Zion Williamson get out of New Orleans? He can go James Harden on the Pelicans and show up to work uninspired and out of shape next season, basically demanding a trade and letting New Orleans management know that he's not the solution to their championship hopes. Of course, the Pelicans would be under no obligation to trade their brilliant young center. In that situation, Zion has another threat up his sleeve, one that is uncommon but manageable. His rookie contract expires at the end of the 2023 season. Almost every talented rookie extends his contract with the team that chose him before the first contract expires, but Zion does not have to. He could turn down an extension and instead sign a one-year qualifying offer with New Orleans in 2023 to 2024, like DeAndre Ayton did the year with the Suns, making him an unrestricted free agent the summer of the 2024 season. Williamson would leave the tiny market. No hope Pelicans for greater lights one way or another. No city shines brighter than New York. It's only a matter of time before Zion plays for the Knicks. Up next, we have most people aren't allowed in the Garden. Last season, Knicks forward Julius Randle averaged 24.1 points per game, 10.2 rebounds per game, and 5.2 assists per game, while leading New York to a surprising playoff appearance. He was adored in the Garden. Every time Randle came onto the floor, fans greeted him with a thunderous ovation. Take a look ahead at the 2022 season. In November, Randle averaged only 18.9 points per game on 32.1% shooting from deep while playing sloppy defense, and after only 1 month of subpar play, murmurs began to spread across the Garden audience. As the Knicks went 6-8 in December, Orange Julius continued to mix terrible outside shooting with sloppy defense, and the murmurs turned to head-turning, catcalling, boos. As the calendar moved to January, you could practically see Julius Randle's eyes bulging and his shoulders taut. He was breaking down within the walls that had cherished him the year before, his glory forgotten, transformed to mush. The Knicks are practically gone with a 25-34 record, and Randle has one of the league's worst on-off splits at negative 14.3 per 100 possessions in what has become a nightly agony session of heckling every time he gets on the court. Up next, we have "That is what New York will do to a player." Few athletes have the mental strength to play in the high-pressure environment of the Garden, but Zion Williamson is one of them. He has the right attitude, mentality, and most crucially, self-assurance to flourish in New York. Williamson enjoys being in the spotlight, while other high school players were preoccupied with the forthcoming algebra test, crush on a girl, or a pimple on their cheek. Zion was exploding across America. During his junior year at Spartanburg, he averaged 36.8 points per game, 13 rebounds per game, and 2.5 blocks per game, and he scored 51 points in the state championship game. Nonetheless, his tremendous dunks elevated him from Zion Williamson to the status of a one-name legend, Zion. Before going to college, he was a regular on the SportsCenter's top 10 plays, and as a high school student, he received millions of views on YouTube and Twitter. Zion has never shied away from criticism, showing a confident smile whenever his weight, conditioning, injury history, or three-point stroke has been called into doubt. Williamson has his flaws, but he's been in the spotlight since he was old enough to drive. He has what it takes on the inside to resist the weight of New York's media and the ferocity of the Madison Square Garden crowd. In the number 2 spot, we have basketball's Mecca is New York. Los Angeles, my hometown, is a fantastic basketball city. During the Lakers' 3 straight finals visits and 2 victories under Kobe and Pau, It seemed like 1 out of every 4 automobiles on the road had a purple and gold flag flopping from its window. When I pulled up next to another car waving a Lakers flag at a red light, I'd look over and give the driver a proud expression as he nodded his head. Pride. When the news of Kobe's death broke, the entire city gasped. Our Kobe, who often awoke at 4 a.m., worked his buttocks off to bring LA 5 titles, was abruptly gone. We all had a lump in our throats, and it was all we could talk about for weeks. Even so, La La Land cannot compete with New York. LA is too spread out, and it's too warm in the winter to get everyone inside to watch the game on television. In its compressed, frigid splendor, New York City truly is the basketball mecca. Everyone in New York seems to be obsessed with the Knicks, from Wall Street bankers to waiters at the local cafe to aspiring singers. When the Knicks are struggling, everyone loves to debate about it, whether getting into vicious, frowning, angry-eyed verbal bouts over what's wrong with them this year. However, when the Knicks win, it truly draws the city together. During games, enormous chanting crowds fill the taverns, uniting as one for their side. It's unique. Zion Williamson is about to be as well known as a young player who has never made the playoffs can be. A walking highlight reel who has the potential to drag New York to its knees. Going above and beyond dunks. Zion is a 2-time All-Star, and last season he averaged 27 points per game, 7.2 rebounds per game, and 3.7 assists per game, while leading the young New Orleans Pelicans to a strong 29-32 record against a very challenging Western Conference slate. The basketball mecca has been crying out for a genuine star to gather around. It's been nearly 30 years since Patrick Ewing and John Starks led the New York Knicks to the NBA Finals, when they were defeated by the Houston Rockets. Almost 30 years. Zion's confidence and New York's desperation are a great fit, forming a bond that might return the NBA to the Big Apple. And finally, in the number 1 spot, we have Zion will restore the title to Madison Square Garden. The NBA is currently on Zion's side, and fans are beginning to question his dedication to the game. Williamson has been hampered by a foot injury and has yet to play a single game in 2022. Worse, Bleacher Report's Drake Fisher stated in October that Zion had gained over 300 pounds following foot surgery over the summer. And in recent video footage of Williamson warming up on the court before a Pelicans game against the Knicks, the New Orleans star appeared to be 6 months pregnant, with her tummy bulging out a little too much. This kind of reaction to a struggling young player with physical issues isn't unusual. When he entered the NBA as the 2nd overall pick, KD was tooth floss skinny. Fans and professionals alike mocked his small gesture, poor shooting stats, and how he was harassed on defense. Everyone wondered if he'd ever lead a team to a league championship. KD bulked up, put 2 chips in his pocket, and now is a future Hall of Famer. The 76ers selected Allen Iverson first overall with doubts hanging over his 5'11", 165-pound body. Can his physique withstand the rigors of the NBA on a daily basis? Can he finish in the lane despite being sub 6 feet tall? And so forth. Iverson was little, but he worked hard in the gym to be in top shape. He concluded his career as a 17-time All-Star, a member of the NBA's top 75, and a member of the Philadelphia 76ers championship team. Nikola Jokic entered the NBA as a talented and soft-muscled center, the source of many fat jokes, and remained that way until 2 years ago when he began to work on his fitness. He lost 25 pounds in 2020 and maintained his weight loss over the offseason, arriving in terrific shape for 2021. With some of the highest advanced metrics we've ever seen, he went on to win his last year's MVP award and his fadeaways world later to win it again this season. Zion, like Durant, Iverson, Jokic, and hundreds of other NBA players before him, lacked the physicality required to perform at a high level, but he'll almost surely have that aha moment in the near future. If he doesn't get in shape, he'll be one of the league's first young All-Stars to be squandering his career because he couldn't say no to a cheeseburger and ice cream. The good news is that Zion is aware that he has work to do. I do believe there's another gear I can reach in terms of weight and conditioning, Williams said in March, but as you said, I believe it's a matter of finding it. Because I don't want to be in a position where I'm saying, yeah, I lost a lot of weight, but I don't feel strong. I can't do some things I used to be able to accomplish. I believe it's only a matter of finding it. I believe there's another gear that I can reach in terms of both weight and conditioning. He doesn't want to lose weight for the sake of losing weight. He wishes to maintain his strength while increasing his wind. A healthy, motivated, and in-shape Zion would quickly elevate the Knicks to contender status behind an Eastern Conference leading starting frontcourt of RJ Barrett, Zion Williamson, and Mitchell Robinson. RJ Barrett is averaging 18 points per game, 5.7 rebounds per game, and 35.4% from deep. In his 3rd season, he's a top scoring option. Well, guys, thank you so much for making it to the end of the video. Be sure to smash that like button, subscribe to our channel, and ring that notification bell so you never miss a video. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.